everybody, and welcome to another video of Vintage TV and Radio Stuff. This is a Panasonic RC-X250 AM/FM clock radio with cassette player and recorder, made by Panasonic back in the early 90s. Has the dual speakers. As you can see, there's an AM/FM radio right in there. And if you look very closely in the middle, to the far right of the middle, you'll see ATS. And the closest I could get to online as far as figuring out what that meant is that it stood for Audio Time Series. It's entirely possible, Audio Time Series, but a lot of other Panasonic products have this ATS label on it. So let's take a look at it. Well, I'll focus on the top first. We'll look at the back and sides, and then we'll see if this thing works. All right, there are loads and loads of buttons on the top here. There were two different alarm settings you could use, one or two. They can be displayed by hitting the 1 or the 2. There's something called tape alarm, which I'm assuming meant that you could wake up to cassette tape playing, and that was an on-off switch. That button is missing on this particular unit. There's the sleep button, an off button, and radio on. You choose between one of those three. And then right below that is the fairly small looking doze button. Most alarm clocks had bigger snooze or doze buttons than that, but that's what they decided to do with this model. In the middle there is the cassette player and recorder with the full auto stop, one-touch recording, and soft eject. You got to like that soft eject. And then on the far right you've got something called message, and I have yet to figure out what that means. I can't get my hands online on a manual for this particular model. Ambience, which they make a big deal out of with that ambience thing in the lower right there. That sort of creates a more of a stereo separation. And then you got your on-off for the low boost if you like the lower frequencies. On the right side you've got your volume and tuning controls. And there are lots of options on the back. Your AM, FM, or FM stereo band selection. You've got a beat-proof switch. And then alarm 1, you can choose from buzzer, radio, or off. Alarm 2, you've got tape, radio, or off. So depending on whether you wanted to get a buzzer or the tape to wake you up, you had to choose between 1 or 2, obviously. The other 3 buttons there are for controlling the time set and alarm set. And then there's a multi-switch for the brightness of the display. And finally, on the far right, a mini plug for your headphones. And on the left, you have nothing. But I just thought I'd show it to you anyway. Okay, it's plugged in. Let's go ahead and hit the radio on here. Let's see what we've got. It's on the FM band. So I'm going to kind of tune around here and see if we can get anything.
Five? Maybe?
Okay, you can see the FM stereo light comes on.
The Cowboys?
The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side of gas, stomach area pain.
All we need is candlelight. Feel the music playing softly slow.
Okay, the low boost is on right now. Let's see if I can find something comes in a little bit better.
Here is your host at the Studebaker Theater in Dallas.
Our building just dominates the street. You can't cut.
Okay, that's your low boost on. Sounds a lot better. And now this is ambience. Really don't hear much going on with the ambience thing. I had to turn the radio off just in case the YouTube police decide to get into the copyright thing for that song playing a little too long. So anyway, the FM radio works pretty good. The clock continues to function, although I cannot right now, for whatever reason, make it go back and forth. One thing I did notice when I bought this is that all the screws were removed from the bottom. So sometimes I think sometimes if this is not, in all the way, contact is being missed by when you're not hitting a button directly on where the actual function is on the inside of this thing. And I will take this top off at the end and show you what it looks like inside. The cassette part, you pop it open. Let's try a cassette and see what happens. And hit play. And yeah, lots of nothing here. Well, that doesn't even want to work. That one doesn't even want to function. Huh. So yeah, something tells me that this does not work. Let's just see if I can just zoom in a little bit here, and we can see if it's going to play or not. Of these little, no, nothing is moving in there. So I'm going to guess that that is probably the result of the belt either slipping off or disintegrating like they like to do. So anyway, the radio works pretty good. Let me go back to the AM band. If I can figure out where it is right here. I think that's it. Yeah. And we'll see if I can get an AM station out of here. No, not much. It's probably the lights or something to that effect. So anyway, that's our look at the Panasonic model RC-X250. Let me go ahead and take the top off and I'll show you what that looks like. And as promised, here are the internal parts. You'll see that the mechanism here for the cassette is loose. All the screws were removed by somebody, not me, I don't think. I don't remember doing that. And if you lift this up, if I can get it out of here, you'll see that there is indeed no belt. There might be a little piece of a belt right here, I think. Yeah, that's very sticky and icky, as you can see. So, yep, oops, that belt is not there anymore. It vaporized. So that's what this thing looks like from the inside. Speakers right here, a little connector right there, so on and so forth. And here's a little closer look at the nameplate on the bottom, made in Singapore by Panasonic back in the early 90s. Alright, so there you go. That's our video for today. If you have any comments, leave them below. Be sure and like it if you do, and subscribe to the channel, and we'll have more vintage TV and radio stuff down the road. Thanks for watching.